Alright, this will be the People News. One more time at it. Alright. Oh, my goodness. Alright, so you guys heard me rant and rave on that last video. Okay? So if you guys don't like it, yeah, I'm kind of sorry, kind of not. Okay? But that being said, I'm not an attorney, not giving legal advice. Okay? Anything I say or do is educational purposes only, which I forgot to do on my last video. So, a notice on this video for the previous video. Alright, I cannot give legal advice because somehow or another I entered some type of contract with the bar union that I never knew about. Alrighty, of course you may or may not have seen the other one. This is along the lines, how do we do a petition? Okay, now the reason why I know this works, because this guy in the corner here, if you can see me, actually did this stuff in Odessa, Texas, Ector County. He shut the whole family court down. Matter of fact, the judge we have there today took over a judge that got lost somewhere. All right. Took the sheriff down, took CPS down, took the family courts down. He did it. And of course, with his couple of people that they did research together to do it to make it actually stick. But he's the one who did it, y'all. And that's how it worked. And how do I know it worked? Because at the time, I didn't know it was him, but I lived in Odessa. And I was thinking, what the heck's going on down? Because the whole family court was shut down in Ector County. Nobody could get a divorce or anything in Ector County at the time. The whole family court system was down. And if anybody was going to go through any process, it would have had to gone to the Midland County next door neighbors and all that kind of stuff. Okay? Allegedly. Alright, let's start learning the process of how to do actual, not protest, but redressing our government. And by the way, if you can, slow this down because the writing on here goes really fast, but you want to pause it and read it. Up here is the language, down here is the language we use, and it's a Latin up here. So we have a clear understanding, okay? And there's some interesting writings in there, okay? This one right here should get everybody's attention. Read that right there. Every person is guilty of battery. It's a common law thing, okay? Trespass. Who shall sell justice for money. What is your courtroom doing, people? It is a right to get remedy. In order to get that right, you must pay for it. then it's not a right, it's a privilege. Did they or did they not sell justice for money for you to go in that courtroom? Now, believe it or not, there's a lot of states that actually, in the Constitution, Texas is not one of them that I found. If there is, please send it to me because I cannot find it in the Texas Constitution. That it goes in there and it specifically says that you do not have to pay for it. Now you get this thing that you can go in there and say that you're poor and you fill out some forms and you give up your whole life. You may be able to get it for free and then represent yourself in court. But the judge is not going to look at you anyway. They'll ignore pro se's. Why would they look at you while you're a poor boy trying to represent yourself? Okay? But this right here is a key thing. And again, the reason why that was there and the reason why it's in the state constitution in a lot of states, justice is not for sale. Alright, so they're having meetings of minds. We're going to kind of blow through here right quick to shorten the video a little bit. This is the guy that did it. These two worked together with a couple of other people that knocked out the system in Ector County. This is Clerk's Law. Alright, so he does have a YouTube channel called Clerk Cornell Law. Check him out. You decide which direction you can go. He is E-Clause. He was murdered. I mean, it's a sad, sad deal. And it happened to be one of the people I'm led to believe that was helping him. Or him helping them. And I don't know exactly what happened. But yeah, it's a sad thing. Because he had a lot of knowledge that we could have benefited from.
All right, good evening, folks. Welcome to Friday Night Fun Night. I'm your...
So let's have a little, let's dig into this a little bit, and just for the sport of it, scroll this bad rascal back up again, and we're gonna go ahead and go into the Friday Night Fun Night.
Ooh, look at this fancy stuff.
There you go. So I had everything all, I had it all in the one font, and I looked at it, and I'm like, Kurt's looks like Rick's. It just didn't look right. So I'm like, I farted around with some different fonts and said, you know what? I think I like this one better because it is actually Kirk's Law Corner. It just seemed to fit. So anyway, that's how this one was born. So then don't worry, I'm not going to go through every slide to this much detail, but just kind of give you an idea that there is some conscious thought that does go into this, despite what others may tell you. So let's talk about, let's have a little bit of Friday Night Fun Night. We're going to go and we're going to talk a little bit about letter writing tonight. Different
Now, it's not going to show you everything here. It's going to give you basics. Order that book. I had this book, and it was a really interesting read. Got burned in a fire and all that. Madison Manual of Legislature. She's, I forgot my glasses again. Now I can't even pronounce it. Now I can read it and can't pronounce it. But the legislature, you guys finish that out. I'll pronounce it here in a little bit. All right. Now, there is a Jefferson, and it would be a blue book. Because some states, very little states, actually go by the Jefferson manual. Most states, Texas is one of them, goes by this deal right here. So you go through the process of your, and it explains in this book how to do correctly your petition, your government, okay? And it goes in there and tells you exactly what your legislature is supposed to do. Because Texas's Mason will use this book, they don't read it, they don't know it, so you have to instruct them. If you guys have money, buy the book and give it to your congressman for him to read. And if you have extra money, like a millionaire, buy a few books and give it to everybody in there and tell them leave it in this desk for the next one that comes into office. Right? It's going to be for my government. Okay? Not for the man or woman sitting in office, but for the government body. So if you get kicked out of office, this book is to stay in office. So when I instruct you to do something, you pick up this book and find out what the heck I'm talking about.
Types of letters, styles, formats. Are they personal, business, government? What kind of data are you going to put in there? Is it just verbiage? Are you going to attach charts or graphs? So, there's actually a school of thought process that goes into this. This is not just what we refer to in the technical realm here as SMU. So that comes later, right?
That's not shit made up.
Well, hey, you got to make some of it is shit made up. It just depends on how much of it is SMU and how much of it is not. So,
right.
That said, we'll kind of dig into this. Now, this is where you go in and you're going to claim your political power in the legislature. Why? Because that's what the Constitution says. All political power is inherent in the people. So, this is where it starts to get a little tricky. If you do this right, and you can do it right, even the opposition will begin to respect you whether they like you or not. So, when it comes up to, okay, come on and bring it. You don't scare me. Okay? This is what they see when you hit the door. Don't let them kid you. So, best way to do this is to, employ some of those guiding principles. We hear us talk about that a lot, right? Sit down, think about what you're doing. This is why I share these types of slides. You're going to see this a lot because, look, if you want to hold them accountable to things like to know a thing and to be bound to know it or regard it as law as equal.
This right here. He's probably not going to get in depth. One particular deal is Republican. One is the corporation, state of Texas. And then you got the Republican Texas. All right. And there is a court case here in Texas about that being two different jurisdictions. Then you got the administrative. All this crap's around here. Okay. How are they screwing us over? Okay. You got to know.
Okay, well, at least take the time to, learn a little bit about what it is you're going to be doing. So, like, number one, you speak the language and you'll know, for example, what a quorum is, right? How they work, how to assemble one, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So when you start to make your presentations, you're looked at with quite a bit more seriousness as far as, as opposed to just taking something and printing it out on a piece of paper and shoving it in an envelope and going, okay, I'm doing this now, right? So let's go back to the original remonstrance. What is it? Okay, you say, is this just some kind of who was that masked man, right? Well, one of my buddies who is actually,
And I'm probably going to end it here, back it up a little bit because I did get a late start. What is that? Petition of monstrance. What is that? U.S. Constitution, Article 1, Section 9, Clause 8. This is what we're supposed to be doing, people. This right here. Right? It's called due process. Then you got the rules, the public laws, and all that. But how do we get them back in line? Article 1, Section 9, Clause 8. And you got to use them codes in there to deter some of these other codes or extend some of these codes. You got to give it weight. You got to give it standing. All right. Diesel Weed People News. Bye, y'all.